They are stories of families and cultures violently overwhelmed, of exile, of official lies and mistruths still unreconciled, but also of resistance and survival. For Nala Mansell, the experiences of a young woman named Walyer continue to be an inspiration.
Walyer, as well as many other Tasmanian Aboriginal women of the time, were kidnapped and forced to be slaves for the white sealers because of their skills in sealing.
She was taken to remote Bass Strait Islands, not knowing if she would see her family again.
I can only imagine the terror that she would have felt. You know, I'm sure she spent that time remembering her siblings and her parents, her community and family who were still living in their traditional homelands at the times that she was taken.
But Walyer resisted her captors and managed to escape. She engaged in forms of violent resistance and was feared for her cunning and determined attitude.
I just think she embodies the Palawa spirit. Everything that we do today, every action that we take is, I think that stems from the actions of people such as Walyer and Nicomenic and all those who were warriors for our community.
Reminders of Tasmania's colonial past and convict heritage are built into the very fabric of its cities and towns, but it's also the scene of Australia's most organised and violent attempts to destroy Aboriginal culture. There's no physical recognition of those who resisted this overwhelming colonial power. Like Tongerlongeter, an Oyster Bay man who led resistance after witnessing countless deaths of Aboriginal people and abductions of women and girls.
They drove the Van Diemen's Land populace to a state of desperation, and in response to that, Governor Arthur ordered a levy en masse, the largest domestic military offensive in Australia's history.
As historian Nick Clements explains, Tongerlongeter was overwhelmed and reached an armistice with Governor George Arthur.
The last 16 warriors still allowed to keep their spears, and the population of Hobart watched in awe as these last warriors walked down Elizabeth Street to meet the Governor.
He was exiled to Flinders Island, where he continued to be a leader.
He managed to do it in spite of the fact that he'd lost, by this stage, nearly everyone he'd ever loved. His first wife had been abducted, never to be seen again. He'd lost his child, he'd lost his arm in battle. He had lost, ultimately, his country.
Dr. Clements says Tongerlongeter should be celebrated like other Australian war heroes.
It should be a conversation for all Tasmanians so that we can all feel a part of this. Because, I mean, after all, someone like Tongerlongeter, we can all admire a man like that.
Adam Holmes, ABC News.